lightning.
Cancelled. Hello, my archivers. I'll be your host for today. You can call me Ko or Kokichi. But we're here today to talk about Black Lightning and that last episode that came out. Let's talk about it. So, for those who have seen my Khalil video, you know I probably feel very strong for this show. And so for me, the finale was going to define on how I look at the legacy of this show, with it being canceled and everything. But I was very, even genuinely surprised how well I liked that final episode. Now let me clarify one thing. I'm not saying that I did not like this season at all. If anything, I believe it was almost, in my opinion, like one of my favorite seasons out of all the CW shows that's currently running right now. Under Superman Lois though. That's a whole another beast, but we won't go over that. We're gonna be nice and positive. Not really though. But let's just start off with the big thing that the last episode ended off with: Jefferson being dead. I won't lie, I didn't believe it for a second, but I won't lie, a little inkling did. Or am I? I don't know. I could be lying all I want right now, to be honest. But I genuinely liked how they handled that, and how they just handled Jefferson this episode, and it was a good way to keep him, I don't know, out of play for story aspect with Jeff, while you have the team basically showing their teamwork as they work together and try to solve this whole I can't use my power problem. But ultimately, if I had to rate it in between 1 and 10, I think this may get a smooth 7 or 8 out of a ending, because I'm just trying to think of how I want to word this and how do I start this. Just ultimately everything that the season did all culminated into the final episode. Very beautiful. I think that's the best way I could freaking put it. So, I'll just go over the things I like instead of trying to review every aspect of the episode. So, first, the Jefferson thing. I really liked how they used Jefferson this episode, and I believe this was one of the strongest scenes since season 1, where we have Jeff talking to his dead father again. And something that I also believe is also on that same level, because there's technically two different ones. It was him talking to his father again, and how he would switch to his younger self, then his older self. But then for me, what was like so beautiful was, as he believed he was about to die, he gave one last prayer for his family in hopes that they do well. And when I watched that, I'm not even that religious, but I was all like, oh my God, I feel it. I feel like I'm hearing a father about to, all his last wishes are that his kids are all right. But we'll get back later on, because the ending I think I can review as a whole way better. But then, other than that, let's go into Jennifer, my favorite character. I love Jennifer. Jennifer is the only one with superpowers in this episode. Jennifer has a plan of taking down the guy that killed her new boy toy, because, you know, whenever someone gets close to Jen, something horrible has to happen, or they never last, unless it's Khalil. So she tries to go after Bald Magneto, and the only way that she can think of effectively fighting Bald Magneto is by going back into the ionosphere, the thing that basically pulled recast no jutsu, skin color no jutsu, melanin jutsu, just all of that, hair change no jutsu, job opening no jutsu. Okay, but Jen goes to the ionosphere and tries to pull on energy, but through, I think, the past 3 or 5 or 4 episodes, it's always been this little tease that something's going on with the ionosphere, because the energy every time when Jen goes up clumps up together ever since she came back. And in this episode, we get a very much surprising thing for probably many viewers, except for me, was that I believed even before this point that Jumbled Energy would be the original Jennifer. Because the only thing that I considered on why that is feasible is that we do not know what scenes China and McClane actually did. It is a weird thing for actors to record their final or ending scenes very early on, because they do it based off of productivity, how much time it'd take, all these other factors. So I considered the chances when I first saw the Jumbled Energy in the air when Jen left, that to be Jennifer. So I was still shocked, because at the same time I was still all like, oh, that's weird. Is she going to just be atomized again and turned into energy? But surprisingly not, and they hit me with something I needed, bro. A reason to like Jennifer. Oh, wait, no, I'm lying. Jennifer's my favorite character. Sorry. But while TC is walking with JJ, Jennifer, the new Jen, they're about to head back to the base because the whole team, while all believing Black Lightning's dead thanks to Tobias sending a nice selfie of his handiwork, they're also on their way to try to break the emitter. And first off, I want to say I was actually genuinely surprised on how unwell guarded the generator for their powers was. Like, it was genuinely shocking to me that Tobias really just put normal ass people guarding it. I just mean it's kind of low IQ, because I would think, right, even if I say, oh, your meta abilities don't work, I'm putting someone that I know you can't beat there, and that would be another meta with working ability, but he only had one of them. Or have the nullifying chick Val there. I don't know, but yeah. But going back to the Jennifer thing, Jen goes in, and then all of a sudden we are hit with a shocking blast of light as China comes down from the ionosphere and comes down and tells TC, you messing with the wrong independent black woman. With JJ being all like, oh, I thought I killed you, while TC is basically every person watching the episode. The fuck? How? What's going on? You thought I killed you? And then he gets zapped because, he gets bitched. But it's okay. We love TC over here. But then we get a nice fight between the two. I mean, it was and wasn't. I mean, like, pacing-wise in a fight, it was pretty choppy if you actually think about it, because it almost worked like in rounds. Okay, she sends a blast. She sends a blast. She sends a blast. She sends a blast. It was a big back and forth. With ultimately Jennifer, I don't know how, but it looks like she was able to do something similar to what she does with her powers in the comics, where she turns into energy. She beats the evil Jen by basically fusing with the evil Jen that's from the ionosphere. I'll touch on the ionosphere and some of the other stuff I don't hit on later. Fuse with them, gets, I guess, her body back. It's very, that, to be honest, now I think about it, it's pretty weird. That whole scene is pretty weird. But for some reason, fusing is what saves the day. I'm very confused if maybe I wasn't paying attention that much, but maybe Jennifer's body wasn't completely human, and it was just a manifestation of that energy, and so it was just a temporary body. So she needed the ionosphere's body to stabilize herself or something. The team works together, functions well, and then during the time after they're done, Jefferson is like a flying black man, Black Jesus, my nigga. But then the other thing that happens that's like big is that we finally get the final showdown between Tobias and Black Lightning, and genuinely I have to say it was a pretty interesting fight, because honestly it should always be an easy clap, but thanks to his, I don't know, what would you call it, resistance to lightning? Black Lightning has to try harder when he shot Tobias, and it had a nice fight, and Tobias ultimately dies on the pike. with Black Lightning, because he's a hero, not want to kill the dude. He's all like, yo, calm down, chill, let me help you. Tobias's hate boner is on 1,000 for this man all dying. And he even literally admits it by saying something like, oh, because of how much I hate you, I'm gonna go down fighting you. Pulls out both of his guns, firing at Black Lightning. Black Lightning uses his electronic shield and then shocks the man, knocks him out. Dude ages, dies. During the fight, Lala's statue thing falls over. Another good scene. Like, literally, I don't even think I really have to go in really great detail other than the final scene. That everything just worked well. We also got a Khalil update where TC solves how Khalil is going to answer the question on how you get rid of Painkiller in his kill order. The only way of doing that is erasing Khalil's mind of the Pierce family. Interesting drawbacks, and it may give reason for a spin-off, even though amnesia and brainwashing plots are the most overused thing in the world. So, you know, we love it over here. We love overused shit because we're Team CW. but no. Justifying me and Jeff on why we are on some this ain't my gen energy, because we are right and we're not softies that are just easy to go like, that's my nigga, bro. Yeah, bro, come with me, bro. I'm so sad and hurt. Just come and hug me. Nah. If I thought you dead and you come back from the grave looking different, my nigga, who are you? You ain't the backside of my hand. I know what the backside of my hand looks like. The fuck? Crazy. But then we get a nice scene as they're all chilling and hanging out, and that's when the big announcement is done. Black Lightning decides to retire. I won't lie, for me that's a pretty weird option, a pretty weird thing to do, but like, I guess it makes sense. The only thing that doesn't make sense to me is that none of your kids have proven themselves to be able to hold their own. Jennifer constantly gets her own self fucked up. Thunder is the only one that comes close to proving themselves. So I think like Thunder makes sense, and especially Thunder and Grace, because in my opinion, Thunder and Grace is the best shit because they actually stable and complement one another's like holes and flaws. But ultimately, Black Lightning's all like, yeah, you know, I'm about to go back into the married life. I'm about to put this Black Lightning shit in my path, and they're all like, yeah, we don't worry, Dad. We got you. We got TC and Grace. We're all gonna work together and save Freeland. I don't even truly mean that. Like I said, I very much enjoyed not even almost every last bit of the episode, because even the whole Chief going bad thing, even though I felt like it was so unneeded, I still got enjoyment over it just because of how easy Jennifer was able to clap her. The final episode was really good. Everyone got nice scenes, strong. I felt like the pacing was, everything flowed around. And yeah, I won't lie, it's sad to see it go, but all good things must come to an end. And so this has been and this has been the Black Lightning review. Remember, y'all, the lessons this show has all taught us, and move on with that lightning in our heart. Keep it pushing. Peace out, my archivers. See you next time.